Good morning, and let us begin our next step of Modal. In our previous topic, we studied about primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. In that topic, we studied about can and could. Today, first we will clear up confusion between may or might and outline the characteristics of each of them. Then we will study the use of must or have to. So let us begin this topic with use of may and might. May and might are used interchangeable. Listen, may or might are used interchangeably when referring to possibility and probability. Listen, may and might are used interchangeably when referring to possibility and probability, but there is a slight difference between these two. Listen, may and might are used interchangeably when referring to possibility and probability, but there is a slight difference between the two. May is used to express what is possible, factual, and might is used to express what is hypothetical or remotely possible. Listen, may or might are used interchangeably. Example, it may rain, it might rain. But there is a slight difference between the two. May is used to express what is possible and factual, and might is used to express what is hypothetical or remotely possible. Or might is the past tense of may. Might is the past tense of may. So let us begin our topic. First, use of may. May is used in the following sense in present tense. We will use may in present tense, and might is the past tense of may. So let us begin with our topic may. First, to give or take permission formally. To give or take permission formally. Example, may I come in? Sir? Question mark. May I borrow your dictionary? Full stop. You may go home. You may leave the room once you have finished the test. So, to give or take permission formally, we use may in the sentence. Example for permission, may I come in, sir? May I borrow your dictionary? To give permission, you may go home. You may take leave. You may leave the room once you have finished the test. Next, to express probability or possibility. To express probability or possibility. There are clouds in the sky. It may rain tonight. There are clouds in the sky. Full stop. It may rain tonight. Next, today is Sunday. Full stop. He may go home. Today is Sunday. He may go home. Next, to express wish. your wishes come true. May all your wishes come true. Next, may you live long. May you live long. Next, to talk about typical occurrences. To talk about typical occurrences. Example, drivers may feel tired if they don't take a break every 2 hours. Drivers may feel tired if they do not take a break every 2 hours. Second, kids may be scared by these images. Kids may be scared by these images. Next, to not give permission means for prohibition. To not give permission. To prohibit someone from doing something. To prohibit someone for doing something. Example, you may not park your car in front of the gate. You may not park your car in front of the gate. Second, you may not take photos inside the museum. You may not take photos inside the museum. So, we can use may in present tense, and the characteristics are to give or take permission formally, to express probability or possibility, to express wish, to talk about typical occurrences, to not give permission. So, these are the rules, or these are the characteristics to fill or to use may in present tense. Next is use of might. Might is the past form of may. Might is the past form of may. Or to take permission very politely and with hesitation in present tense. Listen, first use is to take permission very politely and with hesitation in the present tense. Though may is used for asking permission in present tense, listen, though may is used for asking permission in present, but might can also be used, and it shows more politeness and also expresses or shows the sense of hesitation. Listen, first use is to take permission very politely and with hesitation in present tense. Though may is used for asking permission in present tense, but might can also be used, and it shows more politeness and also shows or expresses the sense of hesitation. Example, might I take your pen? Question mark. Might I take your pen? Question mark. Might I use your telephone? Question mark. So, first use is to take permission very politely and with hesitation in present tense. Second, to express possibility of the past. To express possibility of the past. Example, your eldest son might have become a doctor. Your eldest son might have become a doctor. Our next use is, it also expresses feeble or very little possibility in near future. Might also expresses feeble or very little possibility in near future. Example, take a taxi. You might catch the train. So, might also expresses feeble or very little possibility in near future. Example, take a taxi. You might catch the train. The sky is clear now. It might rain tonight. So, a very little possibility in future. It is used with indirect question structures also. Might is used with indirect question structures also. Example, I wonder if I might have little more sugar. I wonder if I might have little more sugar. So, let us do some exercises or blanks that is related to fill in the blanks with may or might. So, before filling the gaps, let us have a little glimpse over the use of may and might. First, we read that may is used or to give or take permission formally. Second, to express possibility or probability. Next, to express wish. Next, to talk about typical occurrences. Next, to not give permission, and use of might to take permission very politely and with hesitation in present tense. Next, to express possibility of the past. Next, it also expresses feeble or very little possibility in near future. Next, it is used with indirect question structures. So, let us move to the examples or sentences first. So, our exercise is fill in the blanks with may or might. The modal may or might is here, and we will fill these may or might in the given blanks. There are not clouds in the sky, but it might rain today. The patient is very serious. He may die at any time. There are clouds in the sky, full stop, so it may rain today. He is working hard so that he might win a scholarship. You may come to Bangalore whenever you wish. You may come to Bangalore whenever you wish. The weather is cold. We may have a snowfall. He fell from the roof and broke his leg. Full stop. He might have been killed. So, these are the examples related to the use of may or might. Let us move to our next modal, that is must. Or we will see the difference between must or have to. Must or have to are used to indicate the work that is necessary. Sometimes either of the two can be used. Listen, must or have to are used to indicate the work that is necessary, that the work is necessary, or sometimes either of the two, must or have to, can be used. Example, I must go now, I have to go now. So let us see the use of must. Must expresses what the speaker thinks is necessary. Listen, must expresses what the speaker thinks is necessary. We can use must to talk about the present or future. Listen, we can use must to talk about the present or future, but not in past. In past, we will use had to in place of must. So, must expresses what the speaker thinks is necessary. We can use must to talk about the present or future, but not in past. Must is a modal auxiliary verb also. Example, I must go now. I must call my mother tomorrow. So, we can use must to talk about present or future. Example, I must go now. I must call my mother tomorrow. Must is subjective also. Must is subjective. Example, I must stop smoking. I must stop smoking. Must expresses personal obligation. Must expresses personal obligation. When we often use must to say that something is essential or necessary. Listen, must expresses personal obligation. We often use must to say that something is essential or necessary. Example, I must go now, you must do it. I must go, you must do it. So, must expresses what the speaker thinks is necessary. We can use must to talk about the present or future, but not in past. Must is modal auxiliary verb. Example, I must go now. I must call my mother tomorrow. Must is subjective. Example, I must stop smoking. Must expresses personal obligation. We often use must to say that something is essential or necessary. Example, I must go, you must do it. Next is must not is used for prohibition. Must not is used for prohibition. We use must not for prohibition. We must not park our vehicles at public places. We must not park our vehicles at public places. Second, you have TB. Full stop. You must not smoke. Next, must is used for giving advice in negative along with order or warning. Listen. Must not is used for giving advice in negative along with order or warning. Example, you must not park your car here. Full stop. You must not sit here. So, the use of must. First, must is subjective. Must expresses personal obligation. Must not is used for prohibition. Must not is used for giving advice in negative along with order or warning. Next step is use of have to. Have to is not an auxiliary verb. Have to is not an auxiliary verb. It uses the verb have as main verb. It uses the verb have as main verb. It expresses impersonal obligation. Have to is not an auxiliary verb. It uses the verb have as main verb. To express it expresses impersonal obligations. Example, in India, most school children have to wear a uniform. In England, most school children have to wear a uniform. So, the structure is subject plus auxiliary verb plus have plus to infinitive. Structure is subject plus auxiliary verb plus have plus to infinitive. Example, she has to work. Full stop. Next, I do not have to see the doctor. So, the structure is subject plus auxiliary verb plus have plus to infinitive. She has to work. I do not have to see the doctor. Must is converted to had in past tense. We can convert must, that we have read that must is used in present and future but not in past. So, in past, we will convert must to had. We must go. Now, present, we had to go. Past, we have to go. This is present. So, must can be converted to had in past tense. We must go. We had to go. We have to go. So, we can use must in present or future, but in past we will use had. So, we had to go. We can use have to in all tenses. Listen, we can use have to. We can use have to in all tenses and with modal auxiliaries. We conjugate or combine it just like any other main verb. So, we can use have to in all tenses and with modal auxiliaries. We conjugate or combine it just like any other main verb. Just like any other main verb. Example, I have to work today. I had to work yesterday. I will have to work tomorrow. Listen, we can use have to in all tenses. I have to work today. Present, past, I had to work yesterday. Future, I will have to work tomorrow. So, here are some rules related to have, that is, it expresses impersonal obligation. It uses the verb have as main verb, and have to is not an auxiliary verb. Must is converted to had in past tense. We can use have to in all tenses, and we can conjugate it just like any other main verb. So, let us see some examples, some blanks related to the use of must or have. I must go to the doctor. Full stop. I don't feel very well. Full stop. I have to go to the doctor. Full stop. He wants to see me. Before I went there, I had to have a medical examination. You have to wear uniform on duty. So, here are some examples related to the use of must or have to. So study all the rules and characteristics of the modals that we discuss in this class, in this section, and try to make sentences related to the modals that we read in our previous chapter or topic also. Can, could, may, might, and now today must or have. So try your best and make sentences of your own. Thanks.